Hi, and welcome to a mini episode of Composed Living with Elsa Elbert. I am Elsa. Today, I wanted to give you an update on all things composed living. We have had the busiest year in a very wonderful way. So, if you haven't been following along on Instagram, we have done so much in a very short time period. Last year, I was feeling just sort of like ambivalent, I suppose, about like the future of my career and what I wanted to do. And I think I just sort of hit that point of stagnation where like starting a business was no longer new. It was a more established business. This was year 6. And everything was just sort of like running along smoothly. For the most part, there's always little bumps along the road, but I think that I learn and grow best in periods of newness or learning or struggle. Not that I wanted it to be a struggle, but I was feeling like I sort of had overcome what I needed to, and I learned what I needed to. And then when that learning stopped and that personal growth for me felt like it stopped, or personal and professional growth, I was really craving something new, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I knew it didn't feel right to me to leave composed living behind. I was very proud of what we've built together as a team, and I love working with everyone on my team and the growth that we've been able to accomplish together. Our clients are the most wonderful, special people who really choose us because of our commitment to sustainability and to the local community. And I love that we're all like-minded in that way. And so I didn't want to leave it behind, but I knew I needed something that would reinvigorate my soul and my passion. And so I set out to start, well, this podcast one. I guess that's new thing number one. And thank you for listening. And the goal behind this podcast, too, really was to showcase how interesting other people's lives can be. And everybody has, dreams and ambitions and struggles and challenges. We're all in our own places of personal growth and development. And I just get so fascinated by hearing other people's stories. And my hope was that some of these stories would connect with you too, and maybe inspire you on your journey or resonate with wherever you are in your lives. So for me, it's really just about the enjoyment of connecting with other people on a deeper and more intimate level. The other thing that we did was we opened a retail space in Woodland Hills. And I wasn't even really setting out to have a retail store. It's a little bit funny because we don't really encourage people to go out and purchase things that they don't need. And so the idea of having a retail space was a little bit, I was like, how can we make this feel like it's very on brand and intentional? Really, what we were looking for was a warehouse space, because all of the work that we do with our clients' donations, we go out of our way to make sure that everything gets properly sorted after we remove it from our clients' homes, and that we can repurpose things back into the community as much as possible. So if we, clean out someone's garage, we might have clothes, we might have kids' toys, some books, maybe some musical equipment. Like, it just really runs the gamut. And even within the category of clothing, we subdivide by like, what could we give to a nonprofit that is providing, job interview outfits, versus what could we give to a women's shelter, or what is stained or torn and maybe needs repair or could be given to textile recycling. So really, our number one priority is the sustainability aspect of giving all of these donated objects a new life and an extended life, and keeping things out of the landfill as much as possible. As our business grew, we had more clients, which meant more donations, and we needed more warehouse space for sorting and storing those donations until we could take them to their final destination. And then I also wanted that to be maybe a place where we could record the podcast, definitely a place where I could work. In our new house, I don't have an office space, and that was a lot more of a strain on me than I thought it would be. I'm very much someone who values my alone time and silence, and that can be quite tricky in a house of sometimes 6 people and a couple of dogs. And uh, yeah, I needed to reinforce that boundary for myself because I really felt like my levels of agitation were going up at the same proportion of the amount of time I had to spend at home. So I wanted some place that would feel cute, and a place where I would be excited to leave the house to go and work. And unfortunately, so many of the warehouses that we were looking at were either just way too remote, or the location didn't feel right, or the building was like not visually appealing. Some of them just didn't even have like a restroom or, parking on site. So we had a long list of, we had to be able to park close to the building because we unload so much stuff. It had to feel safe and secure and well lit, have air conditioning because sometimes it's 120 degrees in the valley. So many things. And so then when we would find some places, I realized that the rent on these places was roughly the same price as having a retail location. The benefit of a retail location would be then we would also have foot traffic, and hopefully we could spread, the word about what composed living is doing, and also our new nonprofit, which I haven't really talked about. I think we've alluded to it in some conversations and blog posts and things. But we did, that was the other third big exciting thing that happened this year. In January, I filed all of the paperwork for a new corporation called Composed Giving. And in July, I got notice that we are approved with the official 501c3 status. So we are a charitable organization, and the two businesses really work hand in hand. So Composed Giving now focuses on how we handle all of the donations that we receive from our clients, and making sure that we're providing free personal and household items back into the community to anyone in need. So we partner with individuals directly. If I have a social worker friend who tells me that they have a client who just had a baby and they need stuff, great. We always have baby stuff. We have everything from brand new diapers to baby carriers, baby clothes, toys. And then we also partner with as many charitable organizations that we vetted that we feel like are doing good work, and we deliver goods to them so that they can help their clients too. The ultimate goal, again, is the sustainability of extending the life cycle of items that other people simply no longer have a use for. And also being able to help our community. We live in a county where there's a lot of abundance, there's a lot of scarcity, and we just want to do the little bit that we can to help bridge that gap a tiny bit and just make people's lives a little bit easier. I don't think there's anything wrong with donating your goods to, a thrift store or whatever. For me personally, I love knowing that the recipient doesn't have to purchase things that we're giving to them, that they're just receiving free of charge. I remember being a single parent and living off of, like, we had, food stamps and all sorts of government assistance just to try and make ends meet. And it's a struggle, sometimes even going to a thrift store to buy something for a few dollars, like you just simply don't have that extra few dollars. So we wanted to relieve people of that burden as much as we can. Now that we are an official nonprofit, we can also accept donations from the community at large. And so we do accept donations at our retail location. They sort of have to be vetted by us first because we don't have a huge amount of space, but we can always take smaller things like clothing and books and kids' toys, small pieces of furniture. We will officially announce the nonprofit probably in the next couple of weeks. I'm still working on the website and just fine-tuning some things, but I'm very excited about it. This has always been, it's always something that we have done at Composed Living, but to be able to expand our reach, both within the community and, as far as accepting more donations from people in the community, which thereby allows us to help more people in the community. It just fills my heart so much. And I'm so thankful that everyone on the Composed Living team is so passionate about this as well. And I look forward to watching that nonprofit grow over the next many years. So those are all the updates. Podcast, duh, you're listening to it right now. And the retail space. I guess I didn't mention everything about the retail space. So we do have a beautiful retail boutique at the front. We focus on carrying mostly sustainable products. They are aligned with things that will help you organize your space and also things that will help you organize your mind. So like mindfulness candles and journals, just beautiful gifts. We carry these gorgeous beach blankets that are made out of recycled textiles. We try to source things locally wherever possible, and as much plastic free, even in the packaging and delivery of things. It's a beautiful little shop. It's a wonderful place to pick up something for yourself or as a gift. Behind the retail space, we have a beautiful workshop and event space. You can find all the events that we host on our website on composedliving.com/events or on our Eventbrite page. The space is open for members of the community to host their own workshops. And I'm so excited to see how many people are signing up and hosting their own creative, wonderful programs. In the next couple of months, we have a card making class. We have a different card making class that's for charity. We have a succulent potting workshop. We're going to do these beautiful like pumpkins and gourds where you build like a succulent garden on top of them, and they'll last through the whole holiday season. We have an acupuncture and sound bath coming up. Just so many really cool things. Be sure to check out the event page or sign up for our newsletter. And once a month, you'll get the full calendar of workshops and events. We always have clothing swaps, home good swaps. We have a book club coming up in early October. Just all sorts of fun ways to connect with all the people who live in this area and want to come out and learn more about what we're doing and be surrounded by like-minded people. So if you are in LA, pop in anytime that we're open, every day except for Monday. Or stay tuned. I'll give you more updates as they happen. Thanks for listening. I hope you're having a wonderful day.